not say good morning to everybody and just really focus in on the markets here this morning. Well, actually, I can say good morning to everybody here individually, and then we'll get the day started and get everything accounted for. Again, my apologies this morning for not having the charts up, something I could not do. I've got a big issue with the computer this morning that hopefully I will get straightened out today. So, Taco, good morning to you. Cesario, good morning, and thank you for coming in this morning. Dominas, good morning. Have a great weekend, except for waking up with the PC troubles this morning. But other than that, a great weekend here. And like I said, looking forward to getting the PC fixed, getting ready to go this morning. Okay, Don, good morning to you. Rav, good morning. Riken, good morning to you. Elmira, good morning. Young Shane, good morning to you. Alexandra, good morning. Mariano, good morning to you. Jason, good morning. Eric, good morning to you. Leandri, good morning. Good morning, Chet. Good morning, yours. Good to have you here this morning. Jonathan, good morning to you. Top of the morning to Maria. And Alfie, good morning to you. Yes, absolutely. Sofiane, good morning. Mariella, good morning to you. Alex, good morning. Stephen, back to Orlando. Good morning to you. Good to have you here this morning. Gary, good morning to you. Paul, good morning. Jim, good morning to you. MD, good morning. Baba, good morning to you. Andrew, good morning. Brian, good morning to you this morning. Asher, good morning. Jason, good morning. Absolutely. Yes. Very sad. Can't believe Michigan State can't do it here, but that's what we've got going. So good to have you, Eric. And good to have you, Jason. Rizwan, good morning. Eric, thank you. I will lean on you if I need to, and I appreciate that. If you'll send me an email just letting me know that, then I can bounce it off to you. It's scott@tradenet.com. Coco, good morning to you. Good day, Julia. Jeanette, good morning. Morteza, good morning to you. Wendell, good morning. Jonathan, good morning. Jim, good morning to you. Yassine, good morning. Harley, good morning to you. Gary, good morning. Yeah, I'm going to try, Paul. I'm going to try to do something this morning. I'm going to get with somebody that can help me, first of all, and then kind of go from there. Quentin, good morning to you. Abdullah? Yep, I will. Amir, good morning. Yep. Yeah, it's never a good time to wake up in the morning on a trading day and have your computer be in the dump. So it's not good, not good. So absolutely. Yeah, it could be a new SSD. Hopefully that's just it. Hopefully that's all that I need. Yeah, Florida is always a recount. That's for sure. Good morning, Danny. Good to have you here. Good to have you here. Thanawat, good morning to you. Mayor will be here this morning with us trading. In fact, Mayor will be taking the lead this morning since I'm not going to be able to do that this morning. Gary, good morning to you. Israel, good morning. Back to Lakeland. Good to have you here this morning. Good morning and happy Veterans Day to KO. Good morning, Zuma. Shaler, good morning. Danny, yep. Good morning, Shashank. Wendell, good morning. Vasblood, good morning to you. Bybek, good morning. Yassine, good morning. Back up to Chicago. Good morning, Wendell. Hey, Andrew. Yes, Mayor will be here to converse. Also, Jeanette, good morning to you. Good morning, Justin. Morning, Wendell. Yeah, it is true. Yeah, no, I have SSD, and hopefully that's just it. So we'll see here this morning. Russell, good morning. Good morning, Wendell. Good morning, Bar. Good morning, Joe. Good morning, Rafael. And good morning, Tony. Listen, good morning to all of our social media platforms this morning on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube, on Instagram, on StockTwits. Good morning to everybody. What you can expect today, maybe a little bit different than days in the past because I'm not able to share my screen this morning, but we'll get Mayor in here to do that. But you're going to see trading here, transparent trading this morning, posting our P&L, sharing with you our charts, and taking trades with you as we start into this day. So again, we're going to go from there, and we get started here in just a little bit, in about 4 minutes. Who's with us here this morning? Well, we've got Danny Schwartz is in the house. Danny, good morning to you. Boker Tov. We've got Clifton, our TradeNet support manager, is here with us this morning. Michael Aravi, my trading partner in the afternoon session, is here today. He's going to have a little bit of an expanded role if I can't get this PC up and going. Amir Barak is with us this morning. Good morning to you, Amir. Gabriel, our platform support person, is here. Anything that you need with the platform, any issues that you have, like my issue, you can get with Gabriel. Good morning to you, Gabe. Corey Keller, our account manager, is here in the house this morning. Good morning to you, Corey. Tomas, good morning to you. And analyst Luis is here as we start to get into our Spanish channel. Luis will be taking over that. Gil Paz and Tomas will be taking care of the Deutsche Chat channel here in the room. If you want to communicate in German here this morning, please do so, and you just click on the Deutsche Chat tab, and you'll have Tomas and Gil in there today to take you through the day. So we really love to have them. Today should be a good day. We're going to have that downward move on the market here this morning. Mayor will be here taking you through that here this morning, and then I will try to join. What I'll do is I will then try to come back as soon as I get this fixed. If not, either way, I'll be back this afternoon. Hopefully it'll be a quick fix, and I'll get everything up and running today. So we will go from there. Okay, traders, we have about 2 minutes before we start into the day, and I'm looking forward to handling that with Mayor today. All right, we'll get Mayor in here this morning, and I will be with you all this morning here until I get the PC up and running, and then we will be ready to rock and roll today. So about a minute before we get going here into the day, and try to, yes, absolutely. Yep, I'll pull up. I'll be on my laptop trading here this morning as we start the day, and then head out to try to get it fixed for sure. Okay, look like we're going to start to the downside here this morning today, and then hopefully we'll see what the day has in store. If we get a bounce back this morning, or if not, we'll have to work with that. There he is. Good morning to you, or good afternoon.
Hi, traders. Hi. Good morning. Good afternoon here, yes. Hi, traders. Just a quick sound test because I don't use my regular headphones. So I would really like to know how you guys
I will try to reload and come back in.
Sound is good. Okay, perfect. I'll take over the charts. Okay, you should be able to see my charts in just a few seconds. Good to see you all here, all our YouTube subscribers, all our trading room members. Just a reminder, 1 hour into the trading day, I'm going to talk a bit about the recent developments. And now let's do our best.
Mayor, can you hear me this morning?
Stocks which are gapping today. Yeah, I can hear you very well, Scott. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you perfect. Thank you.
Great. BZUN is one of my main candidates. It's down 15%. Take a look at the daily. You can see that the stock is definitely downtrending, looking good. Just broke some support line over there, and it looks like if it's going to break this area over here, it's going to look real bad. So I'm looking for a chance to short it. Yeah, Apple is on the list too. Should be interesting with Apple too. MU is down. MO is down. PCG is down. And I am today trading with my laptop, which means it's going to be a bit hard for me. I'll do my best.
Hey, traders. No trade yet, just sitting on my hands watching the open right now.
Sadly, BZUN decided to move lower, and PCG too. I was hoping to see them starting moving higher and then coming down. MO may do the trick. NVIDIA also looking interesting. Also watching DBX. I can't believe it, my computer is stuck.
Well, I'm not the only one then, huh? Wow.
Oh my God. I knew I should have resetted it, and I did not.
mind.
Oh, goodness. Did it somehow come alive again? I have no idea.
No, it's frozen here in the room.
Yeah, my computer's stuck. I can't operate any of my platforms. Guys, I'm logging out and getting back in.
Okay, traders watching PCG this morning, big downward move now, thrusting through 30 on PCG. And take a look at SQ this morning as well. Yeah, SQ down for the day, PCG down, still rolling down. Take a look at MO. I'm going to post the trade here on MO this morning under 61.50. So I'll add the announcement. This is going to be a short on MO. MO short 61.50. Okay, watch MO 61.50 on the short side. SQ right back up right now. Right back up. PCG is halted. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, MO off to the races here. PCG halted. MO. Watching SQ. SQ break of 72 traders. I will take this trade as well. It's going to be an SQ short under 72 if we get it. SQ short under 72. I'll post it here in the room. Okay, there's the post. SQ shorting under 72.
I'm back. Try to share my screen again.
Traders, just watch it roll.
Shared my screen once more.
71.70 will be my first partial here on SQ. Wow, what a spike down here. 15 cents to go.
No, I'm stuck again. Wow. Okay. I'll restart everything, sorry.
Traders again, 72.30 will be my stop loss on SQ. Stop loss on SQ, 72.30. What has happened with BZUM? Yeah, let me just see. Yeah, PCG still halted. AMRN too, AMRN. AMRN looks good under 1850. I'll post this here, 1850 AMRN. AMRN short 1850. AMRN short under 1850. Watch that. Here comes AMRN. Okay, watch SQ. Cover point's going to be 71.70. Here we go. SQ, very nice. Come on, keep going. Still have half shares left on SQ. Watch it under the 71.50 now as it goes. Wow, nice move. Here we go. Break 71. Nice way to start the day right here. Maybe there's some magic in the laptop. Maybe there's some magic in the laptop this morning. PCG's back open. Okay, very good. Yeah, let's see what it does up around 30. Okay. ECG coming back up. Okay, PCG starting to move higher now. I still like it short here. SQ, I just have 100 shares left on SQ. Just have 100 shares left on SQ. Now we've got a, here's for you guys here on the on the SQ trade. $1 move on SQ. $1 move on SQ this morning. First trade of the day on SQ. Looking for something on PCG as well. PCG. I guess it'd have to be, we'll wait till see what happens at 30 here, at $30. If you're into the AMRN trade at 1850, AMRN, at 1850 here. Again, watch it as we roll down to 18. I'm going to add to the trade under $18 here on AMRN. Michael, if you'll put up AMRN on there as well, one of the charts, AMRN. There you go. Thank you. And give me a, what do you got there? 5 minute? Go. Yep. There you go. Perfect. And maybe go to a 2-day, go back a day. Perfect. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. No, it's not, but I'll tell you what, it's that 1850 area on it. I think once we get through 1850 and then down to 18, we're looking good here. When I think of PCG, I don't know. I mean, I think PCG, I have to watch it at 30. In PCG, like I said, watch it get over 30 here. AMRN, again, 15 cents away here on AMRN. 1850 entry. 1850 entry. Okay, PCG, I'm going to take, try to take under 29 traders. PCG under 29, I'll list it here in the room as a trade. PCG under 29. I'm taking the short right here at 29. And PCG going the wrong way now. So I'll be careful here on the move higher with PCG. Again, anything over 30, I will come out of the trade. Anything over 30 on PCG, I will come out of the trade. I'll give it, I'm sorry, I'll give it 30-15, 30-20, 30-20 PCG, I'll be out. Stop loss, Matthew's going to be 19. You got into that trade, just be careful here. Watch PCG too. I don't want this one to get away from us as well. Okay, here comes PCG. Let's watch it. Now, AMRN just floundering around. I'm going to keep an eye on it here. Still in the trade on AMRN. Okay, PCG still sticking in there. AMRN almost out of the trade right now on AMRN. I'm waiting for PCG to roll over here now. Still, I think AMRN sees lower today. I really do. And I would add under 18 if we get there. Yep. And we'll watch that reversal here as we get into it. Looking at the overall market today, you know, we started off red, and we are continuing red. Dow's down 186, S&P down 22, Nasdaq down 107. Nasdaq's down 1.44% now. Take a look at MO. I'll definitely take a look at MO. Here comes PCG. Let's see if we can get this rolling here. Let's see, MO. Yeah, MO looks like it could roll over to $62 or $61.50 or so. Okay, here comes PCG.
Okay, guys, I'm trying to reconnect. Do you guys hear me?
Mayor, I can hear you just fine. Yep.
Okay. It's a problem of leaving the comfort of home and working with a laptop. Crazy.
Well, what are the chances of both of us having issues today? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Oh no.
You fix your issues?
I'm on the laptop as well this morning. I can't get the PC. I'm going to have it diagnosed and worked on. Crazy.
Guys, I'm watching PCG for short. under 28.
Here I am short the this PCG trade.
If it comes down.
Hopefully it starts to move.
So did you say you're short?
Yes, I've shorted PCG here. 28.
Are we seeing your
Yep.
Oh,
28.50.
okay. Are we seeing your
No,
chart?
those are Michael's charts. You want to try to put yours up there?
I'll take
Sure.
over.
There you go.
Yeah, let's see if that's the problem I had. I don't know what was the problem, where the problem came from. Okay, so you guys can probably see PCG here.
There you go.
In a few seconds. Also watching Apple. Which could be shorted under 196.30. Watch Apple. Stop is going to be over 197. If Apple is going to trigger, it's going to be a 70-cent stop loss. I must have missed some great trades here.
MRN has.
Still, I don't know what the problem was.
Yeah.
BZUN looks good for continuation. I just posted Apple. BZUN under the lows is 32.40. I will short it. Just above the lows. Which BZUN, if it comes close, it's getting close. Stop over there is going to be over 33. If it triggers, watch it, it's getting close.
I will take this trade 32.40 BZU.
S&P starting lower. I like the momentum of BZUN traders. If you watch, BZUN is down 19% and looks like it's coming down with quite a nice momentum. Apple, although, is just moving kind of sideways now and doesn't really look like it's gonna help me short it. BZUN certainly looks different. About to short BZUN. Watch it, it's close. Shorting now. Lows just reached, moved under, I believe. Yep. Let's hope for some continuation.
There we go.
Also watching Roku. The 41, 42.
At 1950 Cheyu, I'm also out of the PCG trade. The loss here on PCG. Not bad though. Still in BZUM.
Posted Roku. S&P is trending lower very clearly. Another nice momentum is in AMD.
Wait a second.
Problem is not such.
BZUN I will add under 32. Under $32, I'm going to add to the BZUN trade.
Also watching AMRN. Under 19. The 40-cent stop loss, maybe a bit less. I'm going to post that. Posted AMRN under 19. Stocks down 9%. Come on, BZUN, come down.
Get anything under 32, I'm going to add to it. AMRN holding in there nicely so far.
I wouldn't go long PCG. I see what you see, but it's very likely to fail from here and come down. In my opinion, it's going to fail. It's more likely. Stocks down dramatically. I don't think you're going to see it moving up. I mean, if it does, maybe, but that would be, I think, look at the market traders. It's approaching the lows. We may get a breakdown soon. That should help us with BZUN. Hopefully we'll take AMRN under 19, so we could short it too. It's getting close, watch it. I'm short, AMRN. Looking for anywhere between 30 to 40 cents. Market seems like may break the low soon. That would certainly help us. It's always the right thing to be on the right side of the market. Trading the right side of the market, you're increasing your chances. We're well over 50%. Do we have more than 60 or 70? No, we don't. But we certainly have more than 50. That's good enough for me. Up is looking better now that the market has just touched a new low, so that's good timing. Let's see if that's going to take BZUN to the 32 mark and AMRN to the 70s. I need to see it at the 70s, actually at the lower 70s or maybe under the 70s for AMRN. So I've got two trades riding now. S&P just broke down under the lows, looking good. So did the Qs. Both sides, we've got new lows. And AMRN, get ready for a partial. Any pullback now, any 5-cent pullback, it's at my target and more. Any 5-cent pullback, good. Go, 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 AMRN. Go, go, go. Now, took my partial at 59. Kind of 10 cents more than I expected.
Yep.
Very nice trade.
Let's watch BZUN also here under 32. Got about 20 cents to go. Nice AMRN trade.
I just need BZUN now. Come on, BZ. Market broke down. BZUN should have reached the lows. The fact that it did not reach the lows, I'm sorry, should have moved under the lows. The fact that it did not do that worries me a bit, but it's maybe getting close now. Come on, BZ. Come on, BZ. V, let's take a look at V. You're absolutely right. Under 142. Yeah, guys, let's short some Visa under 142, around 40 cents stop loss. I don't have the time to post it. Sorry. Watch Visa V, the 142. Lows is actually 142.01, but there's a whole number at 142. Watch it. Did not break. Now we did. I'm short. Rather small size in Visa under 142. I'm just going to post it now. Sorry, I couldn't post it earlier. Visa just broke down. Everything is pointing down now. Market, both sides. S&P is down. Nasdaq is down. Going to get some continuation. Then hopefully BZUN will join the party too. And now we need to ride Visa 2. Now, Visa is not a reversal, it's more like a breakdown, which makes it a bit more challenging. That's why I have small size in Visa, smaller than I had in BZUN or in, here comes BZUN, new low, good. Get ready down, get ready for oppression. Let's try and let it move under 32. Came down under the lows, which was 15, touch 0.5 now. The problem, of course, is always the whole number. You may find some buyers lying there. Come on, come on, come on. It's being held by the market, both sides, which is great. Come on, busy. Visa came down, didn't really do much. 12 cents under the whole number. That's not much.
Come on, AMRN. AMRN looking fantastic now, still coming down.
Market keeps coming down, which is good, but why busy is not doing it? Visa's looking fine. It's holding to the lows. S&P and Nasdaq new lows. Come on. Visa has the lows and the new low. Good. I want to see Visa under the 70s. Yes, I'm going to close BZUN if it moves over 32.50. Or 10-cent loss.
Still down.
I'm closing it. Lost 10 cents in BZUN. Did not do what I expected it to do. There's no reason to hold for a bigger loss. And I'm watching PCG, which is down 24%, because I think it's going to fail. And I'm looking to short it, possibly under 29, maybe 29, 30. Or even 29.50. Okay, PCG. 29.50. Posting it.
Yeah, just coming up at 10 o'clock here with a possible Monday reversal, but buy. Little green candle off the bottom here, off that 275 mark on the SPY. Yes, I'm still in the AMRM.
Be careful with PCGs. That's minimum $1 stop loss. It's a big, big mover. I don't think it's getting there. Market's pulling up now, so is the Nasdaq. We had our chance, when it crashed down under the lows, we used that nicely with AMRN. Sadly, BZUN did not work out. That was a 10-cent loser. Visa, hopefully, will continue lower. Won't sit under the 70s, it's getting close. Come on, Visa. 10 more cents for me. Here she comes. Get ready for a partial. Somewhere under the 70s. Small pullback in the market. Question is if that's a pullback or change of direction. Very, very hard to say. Possible to say. So far, most likely the market will continue lower. Visa 8 my target. I'm trying to get a little bit more. Whenever I get to my target, that's usually not enough. That's my 1-to-1 risk reward target. Trying to make it a little bit better than that. What's the story of PCG? Why doesn't it crash? Should have. Come on, Visa new low. 67. Let's see 67. Yes. 65. Okay, Visa moves now over 70. I'll take my partial. A cent over 70. I'll take my partial. Good, Visa. Good. Come on, lower 60s. And under. 68, I'll take my partial. It moves to 68, I'll take my partial. Good, 62 now we have on the seller side. 63, 61, good. Good, come on, come on, come on. Taking down my partial, took at 65. Okay, so Visa was nice. Although small quantity. BZUN, small loser. AMRN, nice winner.
PCG, very interesting here again. Maybe under 30, but it is above 30 and starting to move higher here. So.
Should have a stop in AMRN somewhere. I'm going to stop Visa if it moves over 142. I don't want to see any pullback there. Cent over 142. I'm using a hard stop now. AMRN still looking good. My stop is going to be just over 19. I'm going to use a hard stop too. At 1901. Hopefully the whole number is going to help us. I'm still waiting for PCG to crash, which may come.
I would imagine anything under 30.
Okay, traders, anything you want me to watch? Guys, please let me know if you want me to watch anything. I've got some bit more free time here, so I could definitely watch some of your picks. DBX. I like it. 27, 58. What's the market is doing good? Okay, guys, DBX. And the 27.58. I'm going to post it. It is. Stop approximately 20 cents. No big deal. While here, it's going to make the decision to move under this support level right here, 58, I believe that would be it. It's probably going to continue lower. S&P just pull back down a bit. Question if we're going to see some continuation. Very likely yes, because that's the market's trend, and the market usually trends.
Here's AMRN continuing down.
Keep on watching PCG. PCG is going to come down today. Question is just when. You know, you could be right. I mean, I could be right saying PCG is going to come down today. The main problem is really just timing. You could be right, but you could go bankrupt. Looks like the S&P is gearing for a new low. AMRN just touched the lows. It's great. It's doing good. I don't think I like DBX anymore. No traders. I'm canceling DBX.
Yelp on the pyramid.
Even if it comes down. Stock does not look to me like it wants to come down. And I'm watching the market now. The S&P 500 is moving slightly higher. So, and the Nasdaq too. So, that means we may not see a new low. Well, I have to say one more thing here. The S&P is way extended to the downside. Let's take a look here at the S&P. There's the S&P, guys. It's down 0.8%. It's less than an hour into the trading day. Watch it at 5-minute candles. If you can see now, first signs of a possible pullback. First signs of a possible pullback. So if you're watching the daily of the S&P, you can also see that there's some support here. There was resistance, now it became support. S&P gapped up. This area here is a gap that should be closed. We discussed this gap last week. So as you can see here, that gap here, very likely to get closed. Talked about that, we mentioned that. But once it does, I'm not sure it's going to continue. Let's see the top of this candle here. Is 275.30. The low of today is 275.12. We closed the gap. I'm not mistaken. I think I'm not. We just closed the gap. The fact that we closed the gap could be the point where the market reverses. So I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm not sure it's going to happen, but this is a concern. This could happen, and there's very high chance it will. Okay, so you guys must have posted some more trades here for me because I just concentrated on DBX and I didn't see the rest, sorry. Kathy posted BAC. Very nice. Very nice. Well, you know, I was about to get into thinking more like trading it, but look at the numbers here. Watch this, you see, if it's going to break down under this support, and I think it just did, then look at how much it can move, maybe 15 cents. It's not a big mover, so I wouldn't touch it today. No, sorry. I like the technical formation, but I won't touch it. It's not a big mover. SQ, Sean, let's see, SQ. SQ standing lower looks fantastic. I like the momentum. I don't see a great technical opportunity here though. I like the daily, I like the intraday, I like the continuation. But the market, this may happen, move higher. I want to watch SQ. I want to watch SQ more closely. I'm going to put it here instead of PCG. Finally, get rid of PCG. Right, with SQ. You could find an entry point. You know, it's just continuation. Therefore, I don't see something which is perfectly clear as an entry point, but it looks nice. Again, if the market's going to come down, that would look even better, of course. Is there anything else you guys mentioned that I missed? AMRN, you're watching this one. DBX talked about this one. KN, Ali Hassan. KN, what's KN? Never heard of this symbol. Ooh, what's going on there? Well, volume's relatively low. I don't trade those, and I don't know, that's a very strange behavior. I don't know what's going on there. Not interested. Not in my book. Danny's looking at Yelp. Let's see Yelp. Oh, Yelp is strong today. It looks like a possible long. But not before I see something, in my opinion, not before I see something very clear happening with the market. RSLS, another symbol I never heard of. RSLS. Yeah, of course I didn't hear about it. It's penny stocks, $6 penny stocks. That's something Patrick will and may trade, not me. Patrick, I know you're listening. I know you're there. I can see you. It was a joke. Don't take it hard.
PCG not doing anything right now. The only thing I'm holding on to right now is AMRN, and waiting to see if PCG would roll over. If it takes out 30 to the downside, I will get into this trade. Just an announcement here, coming up at about 10:30 here, we're going to have some conversation here in the room, led by Mayor. So about 10 minutes away, we'll get into that and bring everybody up to speed. But right now, just flat for the day, holding on to a couple 100 shares of AMRN and waiting for PCG now to roll back over if we get it here, if we get it.
Yeah, big green candle, you're right, Danny. I mean, guys, if you watch the market now, you can see that we're pushing higher. So I wouldn't say go for longs now because the market's down dramatically, but that's a big green candle. That's a big green candle. Market may be changing direction here. Not a good atmosphere to click on more shorts now. Probably best is to look for longs. but not now. It's a bit down. I have to wait. Guys, you know what? I'm going to come back in like 8 minutes to talk to you about the recent things that's happened. And I don't think I'm going to be trading until then. I'm just going to grab myself another cup of coffee here, and and I'll see you in like 8 minutes. Just a short summary of what I did today, what I traded today. So here it is. AMRN, I'm still short 100 shares, as you can see here. A bit over $1,000, still riding. Out of BZUN, very quick move out with a relatively small loss. Small quantity traded in Visa, still going less than 50 cents, 200 shares left. I'm up like $800. That's a good start. Not sure I'm going to continue trading. That depends also on market direction. I'll see you back in like 7 minutes, traders. Have fun till then. And
thank you, Mayor. We appreciate it.
We'll talk a bit. Thanks. Take over the chart, Scott. Oh.
Yep, okay. For sure. I'll get Michael to put his up. Or if you want to just leave yours on there, it's up to you. Okay. Okay, traders. Again, summarizing here where I'm at again for the day. Again, just on the watching out on the AMRN trade right now, and the only other trade that I'm looking at is I'm stalking this PCG, and PCG does not look like it's going to come down and work for us. I'm still waiting and watching the trade, and we're going to go from there. So I'm looking for some additional trades right now. Okay, again, Mayor will be back here in about 5 minutes or so. We're going to have some good conversation around the platform, around trading, and that you're not going to want to miss this. Should be very good. And in the meantime, again, just waiting for the PCG trade to come in and to trigger. Again, for me, anything under 30 is where I'm going to be coming into this stock on the short side. Win. Let me take a look at Win. Yep. I think even right here, 150 cents looks good. Okay. Also watching AMRN. And anything under $18 on AMRN, and I will get buy some additional shares here, short some additional shares. Let me take a look, Gabriel, on Roku, ROKU, Scott. There we go. Yeah, 41.50 on the rollover. possible. I mean, 4150 would have to be, it'd have to be getting there, 4150. Okay, watch AMRN. Again, about 35 cents away for AMRN. In fact, the low of the morning is a little bit under that. If you look at the pre-market trading here this morning, we've had a couple run-ins under $18, so 17.77 is actually the low. But I'm going to take it to add to the trade under 18. Perfect, Corey. Perfect. Again, watching AMRN. Watching AMRN. Morning, Frank. Good to see you here. Here comes the ad here. Here comes the ad, $18 on AMRN adding. CRUS also, interesting, okay. CRUS, Roku starting to pull over. That CRUS a little bit lower volume, but looks good. Looks like it could possibly roll over here, maybe a 3680 area. No doubt. No doubt. I hope PCG does it. I really do. But it looks like it's just too far gone now. If it does come under 30, that's where I'd get into the stock on the short side. On the short side on PCG. Let me take a look at light, Leandra. Yep, L-I-T-E. I mean, under 40, perhaps, yeah. Under 40.
Hey, Scott, I'm back. Can I take the mic? And the presentation and the screen sharing?
I gotcha. We'll take off the screen sharing.
Showtime.
Okay, there we go.
Hold on a second. I want to project something.
There's again, Mayor. We're going to have Mayor come in here and have a review with everybody here. I think it's very important, very timely, and something that that we've been working on and that many of you guys have seen. So Mayor's got some, I think, some great comments about it. I know the frustration level is probably no matter what business you're in, there's always going to be haters when you get to the top. So Mayor and I have discussed this. I think you guys are going to enjoy what he has to say here, and I'll leave it up to Mayor. And Mayor, it's all yours, my friend.
Well, I don't know if you can call it enjoy, you know, Scott. It's something that just happens and you need to deal with it. And you probably, some of you, or I don't know, maybe all of you have seen this video that Patrick Wieland put up, claiming, well, TradeNet Ponzi scheme, Mailbox scam, and stuff like that. If you take a good look at his text, you see, look at the text he used there. So, Ponzi scheme, Mailbox scam, whatever. I mean, first, you don't do stuff like that. Well, unless you do really good research, not like a 10 minutes research, and then you come out with some conclusions. So anyway, this guy did it. Why did he do that? There's a lot of guesses of why did he do that, but let me tell you a little bit about this person, maybe whatever I could find out, you know. Well, let me just start with that. This person is not very important. He's actually very good YouTuber, so he's doing quite a good marketing. And I don't know if you've seen his videos or whatever. It's quite entertaining. And I have to say that I was watching his videos. Really, I do. I mean, I like it. It's interesting. He's cool. He's nice. Showing himself driving with nice chicks on the shore of Miami. Why wouldn't you look at this kind of videos? I mean, it's funny, and I watched it. Why not? I don't think that's the way to sell day trading. I don't think chicks in a bikini, fishing cruises, and Lamborghinis and stuff like that sells data. Well, maybe it sells, but I don't think anybody should do anything like that in order to push people into trading, especially not if he makes money out of it. And he does make money out of it. He tried to say he doesn't. He tried to say he has nothing to gain. But you know, it's not really true. Like, take a look here. You see, that's him making money out of Speed Trader, whatever. You can see the link right over here saying Speed Trader / Patrick. He's making money. Is there anything wrong about that? No, there's nothing wrong about making money from selling services to traders that come over your website or YouTube channel. I have nothing wrong about that, but you can't say you have nothing to gain from attacking us. You get more subscribers, that's what you're trying to get. You get more people watching you. You want to get more people watching you? Then, well, one of the ways to do that is to step on others. And that's what this guy is doing. And again, that's not ethical. I even sent him a message, a Twitter message saying, I think when you're going to get older, you're going to realize that that's not the way to grow your business. Especially not if you are a short trade user and pushing people to use a broker somewhere in the Bahamas that doesn't have any realistic regulation. And that's what he does. I don't think he trades short trader anymore, but that's what he did. Now, this guy's been trading, if I understand correctly, for a year. That's it. I mean, he started posting his videos a year ago, so I don't know really if it's trading for a year. But he's pushing people to open accounts with short trader. Look at, and again, look at the tags here. Short trader, seriously? Do you guys know who owns short trader? You know what's the story behind that? Well, if you don't, do your research. And how about telling people they should trade penny stocks? That's what these guys do. He pushes them into trading penny stocks. So again, well, not my kind of guy. I wouldn't mind watching his videos. It's fun sometimes, but that's not the way to grow your trading business, certainly not on the expense of other people. And a few days ago, it became on our expense. I mean, mine, TradeNet's, whatever. And that really troubled me and still does, especially because some of you guys took it very hard. Because some of you guys had some questions. Is that really a scam? Are we scamming people? Well, let me just tell you that TradeNet was established by me in 2004. We haven't been around for so long if we scammed people. It's just not possible. It's not possible to do a Ponzi scheme. It's not possible to do anything if you work for so many years. Of course, business models can change. But this is not us. This is not what we're doing. We're different. We do have a very special model, a model that a lot of people who live in the US, especially this guy, are not really aware of. I mean, what the heck is CFDs? I'm going to talk about it soon. What is CFDs? What are funded accounts? Well, it's actually prop trading, but we don't call it prop trading. So what are actually our funded accounts? What is brokerage? What is market making that has to do with CFDs and stuff like that? What is European regulation? Well, this guy claims we don't have any regulation. Actually, he claims Colmex doesn't have any regulation. Big mistake, big mistake. I'm talking to you now, Patrick, I know you're listening. Big mistake. That's going to cost you a lot of money too, because you're going to get some letters real soon. And I don't really know if you make money in trading, but if you do, put it aside. You need it. You need a lot of it. You need more than you have. So that's another issue. And he took us as if we don't, as if we do some Ponzi schemes and stuff like that. And again, I don't give him too much credit for being a trader or anything like that, but he should have researched before he did those mistakes, and he did plenty of mistakes. And this mistake is going to cost him a lot of money, but that's another issue here. So I don't know if you know, one of his traders who happens to be also in this room called me, actually sent me a message a day before he posted this video and said, this guy Patrick is going to post a video. And I said, what the heck? I mean, why would he? Okay, no problems. I found out his email because, you know, guys, I'm talking to everybody. Did you ever try to email me or to private message me or whatever? Did you happen not to get a message back? I mean, did I ever not reply to anybody? Maybe if I was on a trip to India for 2 weeks. You know what? I even did that when I was on a trip. So I'm talking to everybody. I have no problem writing email to Patrick Wieland. So I wrote him an email. I said, do you want to listen to my side of the story before you come out? He actually copied my email and he posted it on his Twitter, but he took it to the wrong direction. He said, why do you send me an email? I mean, he didn't answer me. He didn't bother to answer me. I sent him an email. I said, I'm ready to answer every question you have. He didn't bother to answer that. Well, it kind of hurts, but, you know, you live through it. No problem. He doesn't want to. Fine. He wanted to post his agenda. He wants more views. He wants more customers. That's fine. But again, that's not the way to do that. I offered him explanations before he posted it. Could have posted it later. I mean, what the heck do you have to lose? I'm offering you answers. Maybe you get things more straight. Maybe you still think I'm lying to you. Fine. Listen out. He didn't bother to listen. After he posted his videos, I don't know if you know that, I also contacted him and said, well, do you want to get the answers now? Let's do a live debate. Let's talk, you and I, both of us. You ask the questions, I'll answer them. Asked him a few times, finally said, I refuse. Why again would you refuse? You've got good points. If you do have good points, come out, say, what's your problem? Ask me, I'll do it live. I have no problem talking to anybody live. I'm not having any problem answering to people. Well, he ignored me once more. And again, I don't think this guy is important, but he did come out with some question. And I want to discuss these questions, not because he came out with them, but because you thought, I mean, some of you thought that these questions are important and they need to be answered. So fine, I'm here and I'll answer it. And I never, ever was at any point where I would dig out and try not to or won't answer any question. Whatever I'm going to say here, there's several of you who contacted me, asked me before, private messaged me, got an email. I already said that. I'm not hiding behind anything. So I'm going to talk to you today about some of the questions you had, he had. Fine, I don't care if he asks them. And during that, we're going to talk about some number of basic concepts related to stock trading and to CFDs. So let's start with Colmex. Am I a shareholder of Colmex? Yes, I am. And I'm very, very proud of it. And it's not something that I ever hid. It's on the Colmex website. It's on news. It's all on articles. You can read it everywhere. He read it. He read it on, I think, on the website of Colmex, and then you find it on an article. I never tried to hide this. I never tried to claim that I wasn't. I don't think there's any problem with that, and I will soon explain why I think there's no problem with that. And again, you may accept or not accept my answer. But anyway, I wasn't hiding anything. Some of you guys, during the years, contacted me and asked me if I'm the shareholder, one of the shareholders of Colmex, and my answer was always yes. And again, I don't have any problem with that. The more important question is, does that create any conflict of interest with TradeNet? And the answer, my very clear answer, is no. Well, guys, I have only one job. And that job is in the trading room with you, usually 1.5 hours every day, where I trade live, as transparent as I can. I always been. I always like to teach. I always loved giving you the tools to become better traders. I think I'm doing a good job. Well, if you don't feel like I'm doing a good job for TradeNet and for you, you don't really have to be in my trading room. You don't have to use Colmex if you think there's a conflict of interest. There are so many traders in our trading room that do not use Colmex. That's fine. You can choose your own broker. There's plenty of people here right now in the trading room who don't use Colmex. Is there anything? I mean, you can choose. There is no conflict of interest. Yes, I am a shareholder in Colmex. I do attend some meetings sometimes. And I will continue talking about Colmex because I'm not done talking about Colmex here. So let's talk a little bit about Colmex. Colmex was established in 2008. It is based in Cyprus. But unlike what was claimed, Colmex is a regulated broker. Colmex is supervised by the European Union, the EU regulation. There are, around the world, if you guys don't know, 3 leading regulations. And that's not the Bahamas regulation, the company that Patrick, I guess, was using as his trader and talking whatever affiliated or whatever he was to that. That is not. There are 3 leading regulations around the world. One is the US regulation. The other is the UK regulation. And the third one is the EU regulation, the European regulation. There are the 3 major regulations. Usually, there's no really other. I mean, the rest are relatively small, unknown. But just like the US, in Europe, regulations means supervision, Deposit insurance, yes, Colmex has deposit insurance. It has supervision. It is supervised by the EU. It's a very important regulation. It's not less than the US regulation. Of course, if you live in the US, you know nothing about Europe. Fine, you may think that it's not. It is a very strong regulation, not less than the US, not less than the UK. It's one of the 3 best regulations in the world. And Colmex is supervised. It has deposit insurance. It has capital requirements. To become a broker and a market maker, I'm going to talk about market making very soon, you need to have a lot of capital. Once you have this capital, your customers are secure. That's the whole idea of regulation in brokerage. You need to protect the regulator. You need to protect the customers. You need to make sure that they get what. It's a financial institution. It's like a bank, really. You deposit your money with a broker. You need to trust your broker. Broker needs capital. The broker needs to be supervised. That's what regulators do. And unlike what Patrick said, Colmex is regulated. It is regulated since 2010 and was the first company to receive market-making license. Guys, market-making license is a huge thing that requires a lot of capital. I'll talk about it very soon. So, do brokers have any conflict of interest with their traders? Absolutely yes, they do. Any broker, by definition, has a conflict of interest with his clients. The question is whether the broker is actively working against his clients. And the answer with regulated brokers is no, absolutely not. It is not allowed by the regulation. That's why you have brokers who do have conflict of interest. They do have conflict of interest. That's why you have them regulated. That's why regulation exists, in order to prevent them from acting as a conflict with a conflict of interest. That's the whole idea of regulation. It's not allowed in the US. It's not allowed in the EU. A broker is going to lose his license if he's going to be with conflict of interest and act according to, as if he had a conflict of interest with his customers. That's the whole idea. Now, what is a conflict of interest? For example, does the broker like you to pay commissions? Absolutely yes. So the broker may want you to trade more. Is it good for you to trade more? Up to a level. Overtrading is terrible. That's a conflict of interest. Is it different between Colmex or Interactive Brokers or Charles Schwab or TD Ameritrade? No, they all have a conflict of interest. It's a basic thing to have a conflict of interest in. If I'm a seller, if I sell you cars, I want to sell you as high as possible, you want to buy it as low as possible, that's a conflict of interest. Who protects you? Is there a regulator who protects you? In some cases, yes. In some cases, no. I'm not going to hide this. A broker has a conflict of interest with his customers. The only idea is, the only thing you need to do is to choose a broker that is regulated. Once you trade with a broker that is regulated, there goes the conflict of interest, or the broker loses his license. That's it. So, again, let's talk about CFDs, because again, that's an issue that, and then I'll talk about market making, of course. Let's talk about CFDs. Just before that, I talked about Colmex. That is, of course, very relevant if you have a Colmex account. If you have a Colmex account, it is very relevant of you. And if you live in the United States, you do not have a Colmex account, because Colmex is not regulated in the US, therefore only provides services to non-US customers. So if you are, for example, working with TradeNet, you were referred to trade with a funded account at an investment firm, which is not your money. It was provided you by an investment firm, and therefore you were using the same maybe platform, but you are not having your own Colmex account. So that's two different things, and I'm going to talk about that soon as well. Now let's talk about CFDs. Now, first, let me just get into the definition, and excuse me, I need to read it. So what is a CFD? Contract for difference. Contract for difference is a contract between a buyer and a seller certifying that the seller will pay the buyer the difference between the stock price, at the time of purchase and its price at the time of sale. In other words, buying CFDs allows the buyer to profit or to lose from the difference in stock prices without actually buying the stock itself. So that's CFDs. Now, I know it's quite new for a lot of people. For example, I guess Patrick never traded CFDs before. He doesn't really know how it works. He may think that it's a big scam. He does. It's not. So let me tell you about CFDs. CFDs looks and feel like stocks. You can trade them like stocks, but they're not. If you live in the US, CFDs are very, very strange to you. And again, I guess this is one of the reasons he came out with his videos. If you live anywhere else in the world, like in the UK, that's what 90% of the people will trade. They don't trade stocks. You guys in the US, if you live in the US, you trade stocks. People around the world don't trade stocks. They trade CFDs because of a lot of reasons. It comes with a lot of advantages like no shorting restrictions, fast execution, better liquidity, high margin. It also comes with some disadvantages. We learned about it in the Star Trader course. So if you haven't been in the Star Trader course, you haven't heard me saying that, but I said that plenty of times. Every time we have a course, I'm repeating and repeating this same issue again about CFDs. I'm talking about the advantages and the disadvantages of CFDs. Like, for example, CFDs don't pay dividends. No, they don't. There's some disadvantages. CFDs are not allowed in the US, mainly because they already exist in the US. But they're not called CFDs. They're called options, which are contracts, exactly like CFDs. They're called futures, which are contracts, exactly like CFDs. The US don't really need another contract. They already have options. They have futures. As a US resident, you cannot open a Colmex account because more Colmex is regulated in Europe. But you can definitely join our funded account program and trade a prop firm that will allow you to trade its own account and share the profits with you. Nobody stops you from being employed by a company that provides you the ability to trade CFDs. That's the funded accounts program. You trade CFDs even if you are a US resident. Of course, if you're not a US resident, that's normal. A lot of people, everybody is trading CFDs around the world. So that is really a non-issue. If you guys come to the US, you have a lot of questions. What are CFDs? Who takes the other side? I'm going to talk about it. Who takes the other side? What happens if I lose? What happens if I win? Is the brokers going to give me my money if I win? Now, this guy, Patrick, came out with an idea. He said, if everyone is going to make like $100,000 a day, Colmex is not going to be able to sustain that. They're going to lose money. What a foolish thing to say. He doesn't really understand what's going on, really. I'm going to talk about it really soon. A CFD broker can, just like in the US, be also a market maker. In the US, interactive brokers, you heard about them, you may use their platform. Interactive brokers are also a market maker. What does it mean to be a market maker? Well, first of all, not all brokers are market makers for several reasons. Some of them just, they take the commission, they're fine with that. Those who are market makers make more money, and I'll talk about it real soon. There was a joke I often said and heard other traders say many years ago. We used to say, I'm going back like 18 years ago, when I was really studying trading in the US. There was a joke, one of the traders said, but it's an ongoing joke. He said, in my next life, I'm going to be a market maker. Why is that? Because market makers make more money. So if you are a broker and you want to become a market maker, you can, but you need a lot of capital in order to become a market maker because you're making the market. I'll explain what it is right now. You're making the market. You need much more capital. For example, Patrick Wieland has any problem with interactive brokers who are taking the other side? Does he have any problem with Goldman Sachs taking the other side as a market maker? What do you think Goldman Sachs making billions of dollars every month? Do they make it from commissions? Come on, guys, get serious. Market making is the biggest business in the world of stocks. It's the biggest business. Everybody makes money if they can for market making. 60% of the trades that you trade in the US, on the other side, you'll find a market maker. Does Patrick have a problem with that? That US market makers take the other side on the trade that he's making with a sure trader? I don't know. I'm just joking again. So he just doesn't understand what CFDs are all about and what market making really is all about. So there's a lot of capital requirements in order to become a market maker. Colmex did acquire a market making license back in 2012, one of the first EU companies to get a market making license. The meaning of a market maker in the US and in Europe is the ability to provide you with liquidity. You buy from the market maker, you sell to the market maker. You don't buy from the market. That's what market makers do. Does that create any conflict of interest? Sure it does. In the US, exactly like in Europe, the same as brokerage. It creates a conflict of interest. But that's again why you have the regulator. If the broker will start playing with the prices, show you prices that are non-existent, open up the spreads like companies like, which is legally done. Like in the UK, if you know, plus 500, IG markets, CMC markets, these kind of companies, they would write in their website, we open up the spreads for this or that company, for this or that symbol, 10 cents, 20 cents. They must write in the website how much they open up the spreads. If they say we open up by 10 cents or 15 cents, you should have read it in the website. You can't buy it on the real market prices just like you can with Colmex or with a funded account. You cannot. You will be able to buy it with, let's say, 10 cent spread, depending on the company, depending on the symbol, always limited number of symbols, and so on and so on. That's the way market makers work. You can choose a market maker that open up the spread by 10 or 20 cents. You can choose a market maker like Colmex that provides you the ability to trade in real market spreads up to certain liquidity, as you know, up to 3 cents average, maximum, and so on and so on. Every market maker has these issues. In the US, more. In the US, market makers are allowed to open up the spreads as much as they like, unless they have an agreement with the company. If they have an agreement with the company, they have an agreement that says on symbol X, I'm going to provide 3 cents between the bid and the ask, and maximum of 300 shares each side, and if the price comes down, like happened in some crashes and stuff like that, I will provide more liquidity. Every cent that comes down, another 300 shares, 500 shares, 1,000 shares, depending on the agreement they have with the companies, whatever. I'm not getting into this. It's very complicated. It may be different, but it is regulated. Market makers help you get liquidity. Exchanges love market makers. It creates liquidity. Is liquidity good for you or bad for you? It's great for you. You enjoy liquidity. Does market maker take the other side? Of course they take the other side. Is there a conflict of interest? Of course. But the job of the regulator is to prevent market makers from playing with the prices, doing this, doing that, whatever. So again, work with a regulated company, you won't have these issues. It is very, very important to understand that. So, I'm trying to think what else I need to say about that. You know what, just look at the definition of market makers. You will find it everywhere. You will find it on every website. You know, if you go to Colmex website, you will find a link to conflict of interest that the regulator asks every brokerage in the US or in Europe to post on their website. It's always there. So again, is there a conflict of interest? Yes, absolutely. Now, the question is, does taking the other side means, and that's the most important, maybe it's the most important part until now, does taking the other side means that they are winning when you're losing, or losing when you're winning? That was one of the points that Patrick came out with. Now again, because he does not understand much about market making or brokerage or regulation, I will explain that. So, Patrick, that's your time now to understand it. I know he's still with us. So, are they winning when you're losing? Are they losing when you're winning? Or when he said, he actually said it in a little bit different way. He said, if you're going to make like $100,000 in a day, Colmex is going to get bankrupt because they will not be able to pay you. And then he came out and said, well, that's a Ponzi scheme. Well, that's a foolish thing to say. Sorry, I have to say that. That really is a foolish thing to say. A market maker, and you need to understand that, must, that's in the rules. That means breaking the rules, breaking the law. If he doesn't do that, that means losing the license. Market maker must hedge its trades. The first level of hedging is the market maker's capital. That's why you need a lot of capital to become a market maker. So if you come to the point where everybody's making $100,000, very soon your capital is through. That's why a market maker must have a risk department that watches of every exposure that has to do. Guys, banks watch exposure. Everybody watches exposure. If you go to your bank and 20% of the customers will go to the bank and try to withdraw money, bank has the same issues. They have risk department. They are taking the risks. Market makers are taking risks too. They are watching their account at any time. So if there comes a point where the capital of the market maker is at risk, the market maker must, according to the law, hedge your trades. How do they hedge their trades? They must go out to the market. There's no other way. By the way, if you are a market maker in the US, you can only go out to stocks, to the equities market and hedge your trade, assuming we're talking about CFDs or options. When you're selling options in the United States, let's say you're in Chicago and you're selling options or buying options or actually you're writing options in US, how do you hedge your option selling or buying? You hedge it via buying or selling stocks. If you don't know about it, please Google it. That's the way you hedge options. If you're selling or buying options, you hedge them with the real market, with stocks. Now, how do you think market makers hedge their trades? They hedge it in the real market. If you're in Europe, you can also hedge it with other European brokers. Some of them are CFD brokers. It doesn't matter. The regulator just says, as long as you hedge, if you're going over a certain limit, as long as you hedge your trades, we have no issue with you. If you do not do that, and it's all being scrutinized, it's all being checked daily, by the minute, your license is gone. So there's no way you guys going to make $100,000 a day, all of you guys, and you're not going to get your money. That's the whole idea behind market maker with a capital working according to regulation. When you are regulated, you must hedge. There's no other way. You just need to hedge your trades. I'm talking about the market maker. Now, how do trades are hedged? There are several ways of hedging trades. Some traders are hedged. Some symbols are hedged. All of the symbol? No, a part of the symbol, depending on market direction. So symbol may be hedged per symbol. The whole account may be hedged when the market is moving in a big way, like up or down. The whole account may be hedged. Some traders may be hedged. Some directions may be hedged, short, long, whatever. There's a big risk department in every brokerage firm, also in Colmex. Their job is to determine, some of it is automatically done, some of it is manually done, what do they want to hedge? That's it. So saying that the broker wins when you're losing is stupidity. It doesn't work that way. Saying that the broker wins when you lose or loses when you win, that just doesn't happen in reality. Yes, the broker makes the profit from the spread. Like if you're buying at $20 and selling at $19.99, that's a 1 cent spread. The broker provided you the market. He provided you the liquidity. They make money from the spread. That's the extra income of a market maker. It's not that the fact that you're losing or the fact that you're winning. They just make extra. So if they make commission and they make extra from the spread, guys, that's an income. Don't worry for market makers. They're making money. They will not lose money. It's a great thing to be a broker. It's even a better thing to become a market maker. They are very stable. They're making a lot of money. And I'm very happy to be the shareholder of one of these companies. That's where coming back to Colmex. I mean, that's where I'm closing the loop on that issue. Now, of course, I'm going to answer your questions. So if you have any, I'm sorry, I can't really answer right now because I'm into explaining you guys. But there's no Ponzi schemes here. There's no issue with not being able to pay anybody. It's regulated. It's done accordingly. It's done the right way. It's just one guy who has a very nice YouTube page, which even I was watching sometimes. Should have. Big mistake. He did not. He should have checked the facts. He doesn't really know anything about CFDs, doesn't really know about market. He was claiming that Colmex is a bucket shop without any regulation. Well, fine. We're going to have to deal with that, as I mentioned earlier. Now, in the case of funded accounts, all activities of funded accounts is directed to a broker. When you trade a funded account, it's within an investment firm, or as you call it in the United States and in Canada, proprietary trading firm. All activity is done within the proprietary trading firm, but it is going to broker or brokers, different brokers sometimes, depending on the prop trading that firm that you're trading with. So it has nothing to do with the rules of your funded account firm. It has to do with the rules of the broker which the money goes through. So if your funded account, for example, goes through Colmex, and it does, among other brokers, then it's the rules of brokers. And broker, like Colmex, is regulated. And again, no hanky-panky here. Everything is regulated. So again, your trades are hedged. Are they hedged by the investment firm? No, they must be hedged by a broker. It has to go through a broker. It never says in an investment firm. It doesn't work that way anywhere in the world. So everything has to go out to liquidity providers. Sometimes it's your broker, sometimes internal hedging, which is the capital that the brokers has, as I mentioned earlier. Sometimes it goes out to other liquidity providers like equities in the US. Sometimes it goes out to other CFD brokers. And sometimes a broker like that has a problem. Like, for example, you may have seen Patrick posting up a trader that had a huge routing fee of, I think, like $50,000, $52,000, something like that. Go and look at the picture he posted, and you'll see that that trader traded the same day, I think in 2 hours or so, he traded 1.1 million shares. Guys, the guy traded 1.1 million shares in just a few hours. Same day, just a few hours. Do you think a broker, any broker, can come out with this liquidity? Real market, CFD market, broker has to come out with hedging, with this kind of quantity. He has to go out to liquid providers. It costs him extra. Once it costs him extra, it goes back to the trader. Try yourself, get to 1.1 million shares a day, you'll get the same results. Broker has to do it. He's not going to pay the price of his liquidity providers for such a quantity. It didn't happen much. It happened, as far as I know, 3 times. So that's not the only case. It happened 3 times in the past. This guy who posted his 52,000, whatever, and failed to mention that he gained in the same month over $50,000 and was paid. He withdrew his money. He failed to mention that. He made $50,000. But 1.1 million shares in 2 hours, guys, that's abusing. If you try to abuse your broker, equities, CFDs, options, futures, there's several ways of abusing brokers. I don't want to tell you all the ways. I know several of them. In equities, in CFDs, there's several ways of abusing your broker. You try to abuse your broker, you're either breaking the laws or you're going to have some costs. There's several different costs that may occur, and that's what happened in this case specifically. Is there a problem there? Try yourself trading 1.1 million shares in 2 hours. There will be another problem, I promise you. No problem with that. It should be a problem. When you abuse, you pay the results. So that's what really happened there. Another argument raised by Patrick was that profitable traders are being switched to equities. The answer is no. It never happened, and it's never going to happen. A winning trader continues to trade on CFDs only. You trade the same platform, you're not asked to download a new platform, you have a CFD platform, the platform didn't change, nothing is changed, your account didn't change, you watch your account the same way, you don't trade equities. You continue trading CFDs. But it is very possible that your broker will route some or maybe all of your transactions, anywhere between 0 to 100%, may route, not every day, possibly every day, may route everything to the exchanges and to other brokers, not necessarily to the equity market. That's what brokers do. They route trades which they think they should, sometimes directly from your account, sometimes through what they call a black box. So again, they have to decide, they have to hedge your trades. Is it possible that they hedge all of your trades? They do. It is possible. For example, well, one more thing he said. He said, I'm not trading real account because I am one of the Colmex shareholders, just like I said. First of all, I'm not the only shareholder of Colmex, so that should solve this issue, because if I'm making money or losing money and I'm not the only shareholder in Colmex, well, I'm not getting into it, really. The thing is, you guys trade with me some of you, for many years. If you think I'm losing money, you should probably stay in our trading room for a while and watch me trade, because I'm very transparent. Everything I do is posted. Every trade I take is posted. Every trade I take is discussed. End of the day, I show my P&L. I'm very transparent. If I am making money, is there any stupidity that will prevent me from going out and making a profit? I'm not losing money. I'm making money. You guys know I'm making money because I'm trading with you guys every day. If I am making money, should I just spend 1.5 hours without making money myself, not taking the money home? Guys, that would be stupidity. Does my broker hedge my trades? Absolutely. He knows I'm making money. If my broker, my CFD broker, hedges my trades, that means he's not losing money on my trades. He's making money on the trades, and I'm getting the money. I'm not wasting my 1.5 or 2 hours a day trading stocks without getting my income. I know how to make money, and the worst case scenario I would have done is just trading an equity account like I did many years ago. I traded an equity account. To go on back on my YouTube channel and look, for many years I traded an equity account, not a CFD account. I rather trade a CFD account because much of my liquidity, although my broker hedges my liquidity, much of my liquidity does not come from the equity market. It comes from other brokers. Therefore, I'm getting more liquidity than I would get from just regularly trading the equities market. That makes my trading easier. That allows me to get into restricted shorts, for example. I can short many stocks that I couldn't short if I had an equity account. It is an advantage for me. Worst case scenario, you guys know I'm making money. Worst case scenario, I would open an equity account, just make money. And then, of course, I have some more restrictions. But go back many years, I was trading just an equity account, and I was doing well for myself. Is there any reason why I wouldn't continue doing that? No. Does my broker hedges my trades? Of course they do. Will they hedge your trades if you regularly make money like I do? Of course they will. Of course they will. Would you expect them not to hedge your trades? Come on, guys. What's a prop trading all about? A prop trading firm, when you are trading a funded account, for example, is all about losing the minimum possible amount and making the maximum profit. How can they lose less? Well, trading CFDs without restrictions, going through a market maker like Colmex, meaning Colmex does not have to lose when you're losing. I'm getting back to the market making issue. You remember, a market maker has extra income. He loses less or makes more money. So when you're losing money, a market maker, a regulated market maker, I want to remind you, and not in Europe only, in the US too. 60% of your trades go through market makers in the US. I'm getting angry here because I'm thinking about Patrick again. Most of his trades go through market makers. Does he have any issue with the fact that the market makers on the other side? Guys, market makers make a lot of money. They can share this with a prop trading firm. Yes, they do. That means when you're losing money with your prop trading firm, do they lose everything you lose? No, they don't. They lose less. They lose, but much less. So if you lost $4,000, they lost less because they have an agreement with the broker that you don't. Do they make money when you're making money? Of course, because they hedge your trades. So if you are wondering how a prop trading firm makes money, is by losing less and making more. On traders like me, on the approximately 30% of you guys who are trading with us, who are making money regularly in the market. Guys, I'm very proud of this. 90% of the traders lose money, not in our firm. We have 30% winners for the long run. We have 30%. Long run is what's important, guys, not per month. Per month is much higher than that. Per month is like 60%. But if you go for the long run, then sometimes you make money at the end of the month, but you lose everything the next month. So if you go for the long run more than a year, 30% of our traders make money. I'm very proud of this. I never said trading was easy. Trading is very, very hard. Usually with other firms, you would have 90% of the people losing money. I don't know, maybe there's some great educators out there. We're not the only one, okay, I don't know. Doesn't matter. I'm very proud in the fact that 30% of our traders regularly make an income. This guy mentioned that they make income, but they never get the money. Come on, that's a joke. Find me one person who didn't get money when he made money with the funded accounts. One person didn't get money. There's no such thing. Everybody gets his money. every trade that you take at the end of the day goes through a regulated platform? There's nothing as he described, just nothing. He knows nothing about it. And he will have to talk about it in court. Because it's going to cost him a lot of money saying what he said. And I know you're hearing me right now, Patrick. I think you're a nice guy, or maybe you are, maybe you're not. I don't know, actually. You seem to be from your videos, let me say that. And I'm sorry I have to make an example of you. But I'm going to make an example of you so that in the future, people like you want to be allowed to just, play with their videos, write whatever they like on everybody. I saw you already deleted your I don't know if you noticed, guys, he deleted all the responses from his video. He saw that he's getting 3 times more dislikes than likes. So he deleted the likes and dislikes. He deleted the responses that you guys put up. He blamed us for buying dislikes. Come on. That's pathetic. Never done that in my life. Never will do that. And I'm looking at your website. You know what? I don't want to say that. I don't want to say what I was just about to say, because he may sue me. Okay. I'm going to need to make an example of you so that people in the future won't do the same thing. And I think that was a terrible thing that what he done. And it's just something that shouldn't be done, not by people, not by, it's not a nice thing to do. It's a terrible thing to do. It raised a lot of questions from you guys. And I need to kind of prove to you that nothing really exists, which makes it quite funny in my eyes. But it's not. It's harmful. It's harmful. I hate to be in this point. But CFDs are not known in the US. Market making is not very well known, especially from this guy who's only been trading for, I guess, not more than a year, if more. I'm sorry, I didn't know. So that's it. That certainly is a slander. It is. And again, I didn't really read your remarks or your questions. If you have any, please don't write in more than just 1 or 2 sentences. I can't just read a long story now. So if you have any questions right now, I'll answer you. Please use the Q mark, because I can see that's a question. If you want to just keep on writing whatever you're writing, please write it down. I see Patrick S. write a question.
Hey, Mayor, just one thing for the room. Many of you know Ajinkya, AJ, and many of you follow AJ as well as I do on social media. And AJ got in touch with me this weekend, and he said if anybody would like to talk to him about the withdrawal process, he will be glad to talk to anybody individually about it. And he posted this weekend, Mayor, that he just went out and bought himself a $50,000 new vehicle, and was very thankful for the withdrawal process and being able to make money day in and day out. And traders, I got to tell you, Mayor's exactly right. We have so much time that we invest in training and taking care of our family here at TradeNet, and to have somebody do this is just unexplainable. And I think today's message from Mayor is right on cue. And as we start to go forward, remember, it's about training, it's about trading, and it's about gaining. And we're doing that each and every day, myself, Mayor, and the rest of the analysts. So Mayor will open up for questions and get everybody taken care of here.
Thanks, Scott.
Yep.
Patrick S. asks about the 3-cent wider spreads. Well, first of all, there's no wider spreads. You can continue buying and selling at the bid and the ask without any spread whatsoever over the market. That has to do with liquidity. It has to do with liquidity. So when there's, for example, an abuse of liquidity, just like what happened with this $52,000 trader, broker does not have a choice. He cannot promise you all the liquidity you want on the bid and the ask. If you trade normal size of shares which is like 300, 400, 5,000, 1,000, you'll probably find it on the bid and the ask without any spreads. You can continue trading on the bid and the ask without any slippage, nothing at all. If you go hard with your quantity, you'll get an average of 3 cents, up to, which is something you can only dream in real market. You know, one of the things that was very funny to me in what Patrick said, not you, Patrick, as this other Patrick, was very funny to see to me. He said something like, they were moved to stocks, to equities, instead of trading CFDs. He first said, CFDs are everything that is bad in the world. Ponzi scheme, this, that, non-regulated, and then he blamed us for putting people up to stocks, to equities. So either CFDs are the world's best thing, which I believe they are, and then what's the problem with that? What's the problem? What's the issue? I mean, so stocks is not as good as CFDs, I agree. But with CFDs, Patrick S., with CFDs, you get a maximum of 3 cents, and that would be the average. So you may go up to 3 cents, but you'll have the average between the live bid and ask, which is something you can only dream on in real equities market. So that still is great, not as good as it used to be. Because it used to be that you could get everything on the bid and ask, but, you know, people started abusing that, and that stopped. More questions. Why do paid out take long? Oh, you mean the payout process? You have to ask, I'm not in charge of that. It doesn't take long. You paid on the 15th. Why is it long? I don't know. It happens, your prop firm, if you're working with our funded account, pays you on the 15th to the month. I think that's reasonable. I don't think there's any problem with that. I don't think that's an issue at all. Maybe you like to be paid regularly every day, every hour, just like you have an account with a brokerage firm. Brokers do pay you every time you ask for your money, but that is not your money. You trade with a funded account, you trade with a company's money, and they just do their accounting once a month. I think it's reasonable. They will not hold a full staff of secretaries just to take care, just like a broker must do. They will not do that just because people want to get paid every hour. So they do it once a month. That's their rules.
Yeah, and traders.
If there's a problem with that, of course, you can pick up a different.
It's very easy. You just have to think about it. Yeah, you just have to think about it as, you know, that payout, that TEFS payout is requested from the 1st through the 10th. And like I say to everybody that asks the same question, it's paid out at or around the 15th of the month. And if in fact that you're not getting it paid at or around the 15th of the month, depending, like I say, when the 15th of the month comes around, if it's on a Sunday or Saturday, then, you know, you have to be realistic with the payout amount. But it's strictly a payout. And if you're having any issue with that, you can contact myself directly or directly into your account manager to make sure that we have all the information that's needed for that specific payout. So.
And again, everybody gets paid. Nothing happened anytime that person didn't get paid. There were some issues sometimes with bank transfers, maybe delayed by 1 day or 2 days, I don't know. But everybody's getting paid. Andre asked, is it possible to visit Berlin and maybe have a coffee with me? Andre, there's nothing more I like to do than to have coffee, or in Berlin it's more like beer with traders. And it happens quite a lot that people are visiting me. You know, I just came from India. I was in Jaipur, India. It's a huge country. Two traders bought an airplane ticket. Two traders flew over from Pune in India, which is the other side of India. And they took a room at the same hotel I was, because they asked me, where am I? I said, I'm in this and that hotel. We had a great evening together. There's nothing more I like than to meet other traders. You're very welcome, whenever you like. Yen ask about the difference between TradeNet and Colmex. TradeNet is an education firm. It has nothing to do with the activity of Colmex. TradeNet is an education firm, and yes, it has relationship with Colmex. For example, a brokerage have a lot of affiliates. TradeNet is an affiliate of Colmex. So if your questions was, does TradeNet makes money from, for example, from your commission in Colmex? Yes, absolutely it does. It is absolutely legal to do so. I'm going back to this picture here. Whelan does that. Patrick Whelan does that with SpeedTrader. Is it legal? Yes, absolutely. It is legal. If you're teaching people how to trade and you want to make another income by giving them other services, like referring them to brokers, nothing wrong about that. Nothing wrong about that. That's the relationship between TradeNet and Colmex. Question about the redoors, we already talked about that, Anthony. Patrick Willing is live right now. I wonder what he has to say. I guess he's coming up with the new things. I'm not going to play this game anymore with him. I'm just telling you guys. I am tired of playing this game. It doesn't worth my continuous, attention I give him. The next attention is going to get this from my lawyers. That's it. And it's going to be quite an attention. Looking for more cues here. If you didn't use cues, I'm very, very sorry. I see Mike here wrote a question with writing a queue, not using the regular queue. Is there a limit on intro accounts? Yes. You can't take more than 2 intro accounts. Actually, intro programs, not intro accounts, because TFS will not accept you third time, sorry. Guys, you need to understand, intro program is an introduction program. It's a program that is designed to introduce you to trading. You should use it probably when you're starting out, see that if what trading is all about, if it's trading is right for you, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Enjoy it or not. And then decide if you want to move further. If you're using out 2 intro programs and you want to get the third, your chances in success are very low. You don't have enough education, you don't have enough account value, you just don't have enough of everything. You're probably going to end up losing $500. I don't want you to lose another $500, not in my school. I don't want bad reviews. I don't want you to lose, but it's not my call. It's the call of TFS in that case. They don't want you to lose once more. So that's it. I have nothing to do about that, but if you ask me if I agree with their concept, I agree with their concept. I think they're right. I think you shouldn't buy a third intro. I think at that point you should think if you want to take it seriously, get more education, get more equity to trade with, or just leave. But the third intro, you're going to lose $500. Why should you do that? Just don't do that. That also prevents a lot of people who are a bit challenged with their financials to continue trading with us. I hate saying that, but that is the truth. There's so many people who contact me. There may be somebody in the room. I'll be glad if somebody in the room will say that right now. But there's so many people who are in the room with me and are a bit challenged financially. And I'm begging them not to continue almost every day. I can go up to my cell phone right now, look at my chats with some of you guys. Some people were saying, I must get an intro program because I cannot do more than $500. I'm begging them not to do that, not to buy higher programs even. It's not good. When you're financially challenged, when you have an issue with financials, you shouldn't trade. Well, I'm not getting into this right now, but a third intro program, that's throwing your money away. I mean, for what? For some excitement? I don't think it's right. Thomas asks, he says, on American side, we deal with TFS, investment firm. Are they also a broker? Do they have any influence upon our trades other than just keeping share of the profit? As I mentioned, Thomas, no, they are not a broker. They send the activity through a broker or brokers, in fact. So they have nothing to do with decision-making about hedging and stuff like that. They do not influence your trades. They have nothing, no decision-making, none at all. They're trying to make a profit. How did people abuse? You know, again, I explained that. If you're trading 1.1 million shares in 2 hours, you abuse. Think about the consequences. Think about what the problem of the broker to hedge these kind of trades. Well, you can bash me, traders, whatever. Okay, guys, I think we're just about done here. I see some more questions. I think I took too much of your